Hi, hello, welcome. My name is V, also known as Nirami. Yeah, it's been a little while since I filmed those videos, but that was because I was on a vacation, and then I need to go back, and then I need to finish other things like my merch, like don't forget to check out my website, niramishop.com for cool merch and also your own Asa plushie. I don't have one to show you. I'm just gonna put a picture over here somewhere, okay? I'm so bad at promoting sometimes. I don't even have my own plushie next to me to promote it. So, what is today's topic? Recently, I made like a little 3 series part about younger me eating chalk in school, okay? Which, yes, did happen. It's not just like a little silly joke. I actually did eat chalk when I was back in school. But I'm gonna tell more about this now. So, how did it start? I mentioned a few times on my streams too. When I was in school, maybe I don't know, 7th grade, 8th grade, I don't know, I started craving things, and I kind of started to crave chalk. I don't know why. I think maybe the texture was reminding me of a medicine. Even talking about it right now, I started to basically when I start to think about it, my mouth my mouth started to start watering. I don't eat chalk anymore, okay? But when I put myself back in those years and I thought about chalk, when I think about the texture, I'm like, yeah, very nice. So my mouth started to water. I'm not eating chalk anymore though. Also, a little funny thing I have to say is that when I figured out I like chalk, I kind of thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy my own, because my first time starting chalk was in school. Okay, I stole chalk from the school that was in the class, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy my own chalk to eat. But it didn't taste good. It did not taste good. So the one in school was much better. So I continued stealing chalk from the school. I would try to be very secretive about it. Eventually, my classmates, some of them started to pick up on that. Not everyone, just 3 or 4 of them that were close to me at that time. They kind of realized that I am actually eating chalk because I would have chalk on my lips sometimes, a little bit. And I would always deny it. Obviously, I would say no, I do not eat chalk, because to be fair, I would have gotten even more bullied than I was before. Okay, I was already being bullied. Okay, and if I told them I eat chalk, okay, that would be the end for me. Okay, but they did figure it out eventually. So, because of that as well, I think that was the first signs where I felt maybe that's kind of weird. I don't know why I want to eat chalk, but that's kind of weird. And eventually as well, I used to have a class teacher, right? And let me tell you, I never had such a kind teacher. I never had such a lovely and kind teacher. He was so nice, and we were his first class. Okay, he just started working as a teacher, and we were his first class. I don't know if it's because it was his first year working, first few years working in that area, but he really did care about the children, about our health, how well we do in school. Because one day he came up to me and he told me, basically in a nice way, okay, but he told me hey, I know you kind of seem unfocused, you get distracted easily, your skin, it kind of looks a little bit pale, but not pale, but sickly pale, yeah, do you maybe feel you want to check out, go to the doctor, and see what's up there? He knew. I think he knew. He, like I said, he paid attention to his students, and it was very visible that I, first of all, was very quiet. Okay, I was very quiet, but besides that, because again, during that time, I actually did have problems, also physically, not just mentally, but I hate even talking about this. My nails, they would break off a lot. I don't know why. Whenever I think about nails, it triggers me. I don't know why. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. My nails, they would have layers. They literally would have ugh. I'm literally getting goosebumps. I don't know why it triggers me to talk about the nails. Basically, I could not grow out nails. Because they would start to layer, and they would just peel off and just get ripped off, kind of. So I had very weak nails. Okay, so and it also did hurt sometimes, most of the time, because again, if my nail starts to grow out a little bit and then it starts to layer, where you can kind of peel off one layer, and then obviously it's gonna be more thinner. It's just not good. Okay, not good. Enough with the nails. My hair, My hair was very thin. I would lose a lot of hair as well. And besides that, again, like my skin was like sickly pale, like bluish. I don't know how to explain, but like, it's just like you can tell. Besides that, also like my concentration was just like ass. My concentration was bad, okay? It was not good at all. My focus was not good at all. There are like so many symptoms that's come along with it, but like, like dizziness and just like tiredness. So basically, like even now that I looked up the symptoms again, which is like extreme fatigue, weakness, pale skin, chest pain, fast heartbeat, or shortness of breath. Also, yeah, sometimes headache, dizziness, or lightheadedness constantly. But I thought that was normal. I thought that's like how everybody feels. Cold hands and feet. I would have cold hands and feet, and also my nose would be cold most of the time. I don't know why, but my nose was very cold. Brittle nails. Sorry guys, I don't know why. I hate nails. And one and most important, the reason how we got here today is unusual cravings for non-nutritive substances such as ice, dirt, or starch. So basically, yeah, my appetite for those type of things kind of, I guess, gave it away. So back to the point, I decided to go to the doctors, because I thought I might have, and they all have such complicated names, guys. Sorry, I have to read it out for you. I thought I had hypothyroidism, also called underactive thyroid. And the thing why I thought I have it, because the symptoms are like also a little bit the same: feeling extremely tired, feeling cold more than usual, putting on weight, difficulty concentrating, low mood or depression, which I also had at that time. Okay, I was not doing good in school or generally. Dry skin, dry hair, or hair loss. Yeah, that's why I thought at first I had that instead of low iron deficiency. But either way, I went to the doctor and I explained to them like why I feel this way and how that I would like to test myself. And they took my blood. Yeah, I think after a day my test arrived and they talked to me and they said that I should come into the office, like to the doctors. And when I was there, they told me basically that I'm anemic, like I have a low iron deficiency because, yeah, like I just have low iron deficiency, And however, now I'm not fully experienced with those things, but the only thing I remember being explained to me, was that my percentage was like below the average, but like a lot, like it was dangerously low. And I would actually have to do a infusion for a few weeks, when they put like the thing up with the like liquid in there, like fluid, and then they put it right here, and then you have to sit and wait until it all comes into your body. So that's what I had, and I need to do it for a few weeks because of how low my iron was. Because at this point pills would not help me, and yeah, but after this was done, perfect, fine, good. They told me that I need to take pills, like magnesium pills, like for my iron, obviously, since I don't have it in my body enough. Now I have to say I feel bad about this, but I don't know why I'm like this. I did not take those pills. I've been trying to take them like for a week or two, but I just slowly stopped because I don't know how it happens. I just stopped taking my pills eventually. And what's even worse is that the doctor that I went to, she's actually a family friend, okay? She's a friend of my mom and dad. And whenever I would go to family functions, I would see her there sometimes and she would be like, do you take your medicine? Are you taking your medicine? Because of your iron, it's very important. You need to take your medicine. And I would be like, no, like I forgot. And I felt bad, but like, let's say like, I think 2 years passed. And I went to take a test again. I went to the doctors again to make a test to see how my iron is. Surprisingly, it got better by 1% or something. It did not get better. I was joking. It did not get better. It just like maybe got like a tiny bit better, but I still had low iron deficiency. Because again, I was not taking my pills, honestly. Maybe I started to eat more meat. Maybe like my food, like preference changed. I don't know, but it was still bad. Did I take pills then? No, I didn't. It's not funny actually. I have to say that I do believe I still have low iron deficiency, but another thing is that I think a few months ago, pretty much like a year ago, when I came back from my Thailand trip, and I started to take my medicine every single day, right? I started to take my medicine and it helped a lot. I was more active, I was more awake, I was like more productive. And yeah, everything was working out well. And with time, after a few months, it was going so well, but I stopped taking it little by little. And I'm gonna be honest, one of the reasons why I was kind of like too lazy to take it was because if I didn't take my medication properly in the morning, I would get a very, 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 very bad tummy ache. Like my body would hurt a lot. I would feel like pain in my whole lower body, and I think that was because I would just take the pill without eating first or something like that. But either way, it was hurting so bad. I would sometimes feel lazy because I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of scared that it's gonna hurt again. So I was like, yeah, I kind of need to focus on work today. I don't have time to feel this like type of pain, you know, even if it's just like for a few hours, but still. However, I know it's not a solution. I know I need to take my medicine again, and I will. Okay, starting tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna start taking the medicine starting tomorrow. But I have to say, like again, like after I started taking my iron pills, I also went to the doctor to make a test again, but for something else. Okay, I just wanted to see like something else about my health that I was worried about. And while I was there, I also like made a test for my like iron deficiency, and they actually said it got much better. It got much better because I was taking pills. Okay, I started to take my medicine. Obviously, it got better, you know, because I was taking those like pills every single day for like 4 months straight. Okay, so but I would not be surprised if it lowered again now, because I have not been taking those pills for the past 4 months or something. I'm trying to get better. Okay, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's how I found out that I have a low iron deficiency. Again, I don't want to dox my teacher, so I'm not gonna say his name, but he was my most favorite teacher. I never had such a nice teacher, really. I hope everything goes well for him. I hope he's having a wonderful life. I wish nothing but the best for him. I hated school and I still hate school, but I really liked him as a teacher. He made my school years definitely easier and better. But yeah, I think also a little part that I forgot to mention. When I found out that I have a low iron deficiency, and after a week, they had like a parent meeting. Basically, I forgot what it's called, but basically he talked to my mom, you know, in school, and I think the next day he came to me and he's like, why didn't you tell me you have iron deficiency? You know, like why didn't you tell me your test results? You know, and I was like, oh, I didn't think you cared. I was like, I don't know why I didn't tell you. Now that I'm older, I do realize it's probably something that he also needed to know, you know, because obviously it also affects how I'm doing in school. So I guess for him to know that there's something that affects my concentration, everything else would have changed a lot. And yeah, I would have not made it through school without him. I'm gonna be honest. I think he was also my math teacher, and he knew that I was very shit at math. I was bad at math, okay? But he knew I was a creative soul, and he supported that. He loved that for me. Okay. But yeah, I think that was it. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button. Don't forget, I have a merch store now, and I also have an Asi plushie. Okay, you can go to my website and check it out now and get your own one. And yeah, but I think that's gonna be it. Take care of yourself, get yourself a little treat, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.